In the quiet town of Willowbrook, nestled beneath a canopy of ancient trees, a sinister tale unfolded. It began with the mysterious arrival of a man named Peter Pear. He was a stranger, with piercing eyes and an unsettling air of secrecy that clung to him like a shadow. Peter Pear had come to Willowbrook seemingly out of nowhere, taking up residence in a decaying mansion on the outskirts of town. The mansion, known locally as the Haunted House, was a place of dark legend, rumored to be cursed by generations past. As Peter settled into the town, the atmosphere in Willowbrook grew increasingly tense. People spoke of eerie occurrences, strange sounds in the night, shadowy figures glimpsed from the corners of their eyes, and an unshakable feeling of dread that hung over the town like a pall. Then, one chilling evening, the body of a young woman was discovered in the woods near Peter's mansion. She had been brutally murdered, her lifeless eyes staring into the abyss. Panic rippled through Willowbrook, and whispers of Peter Pear's involvement began to circulate. The townsfolk grew convinced that Peter was a malevolent force, responsible for the murder and the sinister occurrences plaguing their once peaceful community. But when the authorities investigated the mansion, they found no evidence linking him to the crime. Despite the lack of evidence, the fear and suspicion in Willowbrook continued to grow. People began to avoid Peter, shunning him at every turn. His isolation only deepened his enigmatic aura, and he retreated further into his mansion, away from prying eyes. As days turned into weeks, more murders occurred, each one more gruesome than the last. The victims were all young women, their bodies left in the most horrifying and grotesque poses. The town was gripped by terror, and Willowbrook's residents dared not venture out after dark. Desperation led a group of brave townsfolk to confront Peter Pear in his mansion, convinced that he was the source of the terror that had befallen their town. They entered the decaying mansion with torches in hand, their hearts pounding with fear and anger. The mansion was a labyrinth of darkness and dread, filled with eerie whispers and ghastly apparitions. As they reached the heart of the mansion, they found Peter Pear standing amidst a circle of flickering candles, his eyes gleaming with an unholy light. With chilling calmness, Peter revealed his true nature. He was no ordinary man. He was a malevolent entity that had preyed on the fear and suffering of the town, feeding on the darkness that had taken root in Willowbrook. He had lured them into his web of terror, using their suspicions and paranoia to fuel his insatiable hunger. The brave townsfolk tried to confront him, but Peter's powers were beyond their comprehension. He unleashed a wave of supernatural horror that consumed them, their bodies contorted and twisted into grotesque forms before their very eyes. In the end, Peter Pear disappeared into the shadows, leaving Willowbrook forever changed. The town had become a place of haunting nightmares, its residents forever scarred by the malevolent force that had taken root within its boundaries. The legend of Peter Pear would live on as a cautionary tale, a dark reminder that evil could lurk in the most unexpected places, and that the true horrors often lay hidden beneath a mask of normalcy. Willowbrook had been forever tainted by the terror of Peter Pear, a name that would haunt the town's darkest nightmares for generations to come.